The entire collective West strongly condemned the attacks of Hamas militants.
We strongly and unequivocally condemn Hamas's heinous attack on Israel today. We support Israel's right to self-defense and are ready to ensure that Israel has what it needs to defend itself. We stand with Israel as it mourns the dead, cares for the wounded, and defends its homeland. Citizens and visitors, terrorism is never justified. Joe Biden, President of the USA, at the briefing. I condemn the attacks carried out from Gaza on Israel, its soldiers and its people. France stands in solidarity with Israel and the Israelis, committed to their security and their right to defend themselves. Emmanuel Macron, President of France, on X social network. Israel's security is a German national goal. We hope that the security forces will be able to free all areas from terrorists very soon. To be clear, Israel has the right to defend itself against these barbaric attacks, to protect its citizens, and to prosecute the attackers.
The head of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, called the attacks by Palestinian militants terrorism in its most vile form. And the head of European diplomacy, Josep Borrell, called for the immediate release of the hostages who were captured and taken to Gaza. The authorities of UK, India and Ukraine also spoke out in support of Israel. President Volodymyr Zelenskyy said that the world must unite against the threat.
Horrible messages from Israel. My condolences to everyone whose family and friends died in the terrorist attack. We believe that order will be restored and that terrorists will be destroyed. Nowhere in the world should terror be given a single chance, because terror is always a crime, not just against one country or its specific victims, but against humanity as such and our entire world. Israel's right to defense is beyond doubt. Volodymyr Zelenskyy, President of Ukraine, on Telegram.
Iran openly supported the actions of the terrorist group Hamas. Advisor to the country's supreme leader, Rahim Safawi, congratulated Palestinian militants on launching an attack on Israel. Tel Aviv was also opposed by the Qatari authorities and the Iran-allied Yemeni group Houthi, which controls the country's capital Sana'a.
The most unequivocal and rapid reaction came from countries that support and have supported Israel. These are Western countries, the United States of America. But it should also be noted that in some anti-Western countries, in Iran for example, in Muslim countries, they quite sharply and unequivocally began to support the actions that took place in relation to the terrorist aggression against Israel by Palestine. Therefore, in principle, this watershed is definitely intensifying, but there is a third block of countries that are watching.
Without criticism of any of the parties to the conflict, but with calls for restraint and end to the bloodshed, this is how the authorities of Turkey, South Africa, Saudi Arabia and Russia responded to the Hamas operation against Israel. At the same time, Kremlin-controlled propagandists and Telegram publics that actively support the Russian Federation's war against Ukraine do not hide their joy at the terrorist attacks on Israel.
I think that first of all, Russia, yes, it looks more from the side of Syria, from Iran, from those countries that are now trying to form around the Kremlin an axis of autocrats, dictators, and those who want to revise the dominance of Western countries to the United States of America. Since Israel has traditionally always been the most reliable partner in the region of the United States of America, therefore the reaction of propagandists is appropriate.
Another major geopolitical player that has limited itself to expressing concern about the escalation of the conflict in Israel is China. The country's foreign ministry called for a cessation of hostilities, but in addition they offered their own ambiguous option for overcoming the crisis to create an independent state of Palestine. This initiative, however, is unlikely to find support from Tel Aviv and its allies. Reported by Serhiy Kulias, Vasyl Panasiuk, UATV News.